Hey, if it's Monday, it's time for the Master Pattern Report. How you doing? This is Dr. Bob Flower with our Monday, October 19th, week of October 19th Master Pattern Report. Well, last week we had called for silver to drop on the 16th, and it actually dropped on the 15th, and in fact it went from $17, a high of $17.64 to $17.02 on the 16th. That's a 3.5% drop within a 36 hour period. That's a good drop. Oil broke out of its prior trading range from the mid 60s to $79.45 over the weekend. So we're not at that $106 level yet, but it seems to be making a move, and we're actually waiting for some sort of international event. Right? There was something, but it wasn't blown up yet. We're going to talk about that in a little while. And finally, Dow 10,000. Wow, last week. For those of you that have been asking me since last March, whether or not the Dow would ever hit 10,000, well, here we are. How long it's going to be there, I'm not sure. I think what's going to happen here is you may see a little bit more of a rise, but I think it's going to have a pullback very soon. And then after the first of the year, December, after the first of the year, I think it'll make a higher move. We'll talk about that down the road. So what do we have for this week? This week we have a silver move. Today we're looking at and an S&P move for tomorrow and Wednesday. And oil we think is going to continue on its up move. Okay, so political, economic, socio issues. We're still watching for a large negative move, which we think is imminent due to some sort of world instance. And remember, we said the odds of this occurring on our new approach to our master pattern system, about 65% chance. I also mentioned to you that there is another a pattern emerging for November 4th, but we want to see how this October 20th pattern plays out here. The reason why we're having so much trouble is that the government economics is killing the economy. These people are absolute goddamn morons. And I don't mean to be so flattering, but they are really these people. It's stupid. If the healthcare plan and the cap and trade, which I got to talk to you about the cap and trade. Where do you hear this? If those go through, you could look for a third political party to take the place of the Democrats. Okay, and as that internet sign says that's going around, shove this health plan down our throats in 09, and we'll shove it up your donkey ass in 10. Well, that's what's going to happen. There are Democrats that are roaring about the nonsense that's going on and the money that's being spent. Okay, so in a different realm, more international. At first, we thought that the Iran-Israel debacle was going to be the trouble spot in the Middle East, but now it looks like it's Pakistan, and it's serious, folks. They are fighting for their lives there, and protection of their nuclear arsenal. These Taliban, Obama wants to be friends, so they could blow you up in an instant instead of just cutting your head off. But what happened over the weekend was that there were 42 Iranian commanders that were killed by United States and British forces on the Pakistani-Iranian border. And Iran is vowing vengeance against us. I guess they're going to try and and do what? Make our schools have to keep their headbands on during the day or something like that? I'm not sure what they're going to try and do. But the question now comes to how can we moderate the political malfeasance and misrepresentation that's been going on? And the very simple answer, folks, by the laws of potential. I want you to go to our website and read about this, and read about the several examples that I give, such as the issue of leveling the playing field. We just released a press release on that. And incidentally, over the weekend, I purchased a world band self-generating radio and several shortwave handheld radios for my family, just in case. I mean, the way things are going, who knows who's going to be coming to your door next. Also bought some dry foods, just in case it goes with my diet. Now, listen, there's something else I need to talk to you about that's coming up. All right, the Prime Minister of Great Britain came out today and said that we need to sign this cap and trade bill, this environmental bill, because we've been punishing the world by our abuse of energy and pollution. This is the same cap and trade bill, as it turns out, which was presented to us by Bush as the Treaty of the Seas, Law of the Seas, okay? The Lost Treaty, they call it, right? And I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I want to find out who's behind this, because this treaty, and he's going in December to Scandinavia to negotiate this and maybe sign off on it. I don't know what the governmental mechanics are, but this treaty says that we have to give up our sovereign laws by the Constitution and be held responsible in accordance with the laws of this treaty, so that we now have an international one world government, and they are able to tax us. Are you listening? Go get your friends. Tell them to come on in and replay this. They are able to tax us as they see fit, and we have no way of fighting it. And in fact, we can't revert. Once we sign this treaty, it's supposedly irreversible. Even if a new president comes in and says, "We're out," no, we are legally bound to pay tariffs and pay taxes to the poorer countries. So this is worse than socialism. I mean, this really becomes, I don't know what you call it, but it's terrible. I'm telling you, go get your friends and listen to this. Now, I'm telling you, folks, speak up, take action, or be losers. With that, have a great week.